Hello everybody, my name is ThatAwesomeGuy45 for Mediocre Field, here with a brand new series that I'm bringing you again, and this time it's going to be a new one where I'm going to be talking about the history of some of the guns and anything that is used in this game, from tanks to planes to guns, even some of the maps that were brought into this game. So let's get started with the first subject of the series, and I chose the Lewis gun. So ladies and gentlemen, let's just jump right into the facts here. This gun was made by a U.S. Army Colonel Isaac Newton Lewis in 1911, but was only brought to use in 1914 when the war broke out in the UK. British forces began to buy it from the United States, made by its manufacturer, Savage Arms, which is still at large today. In fact, I own a Savage hunting rifle, which I think is pretty unique, showing that this company is still at use today and that is still working, and that it was, back in the day, still at large, making one of the most revolutionary guns of World War I, in my opinion. So you good people may ask, what's so special about this gun that I chose it to start the series? What features define it? What makes it awesome? What makes it unique and stand out from most of the other guns in this game? If I were to answer you that question, I would probably say everything about this gun. To me, this gun defined fighting in World War I. We were trying to think of every possible thing to beat out the enemy, and the Lewis gun is just a big hitter in this aspect. It has a new type of magazine. It has a new type of firing that was brought into World War I, and throughout we're going to see in countless other wars yet. So you know what, guys, let's actually get started with some of the big defining features of this gun that I think make it unique and that I think make it define this war in technology-wise. This gun does not use the same firing mechanism that we know and love today with, say, if you're going to pick up a carbine in modern society, like, say, G36C. I love that gun in Battlefield 4. But it doesn't have the same firing system as this one. This one, instead of running on powder that will explode inside of the cartridge and launch the bullet forward, uses gas. A completely new idea brought on, which I think is just amazing. Whoever thought of this is a genius. But as you can see on that mag on the top, which is now clearly in sight, conveniently in the gameplay, it is called a pan magazine. This magazine was adopted to use that gas feature, and it can hold more bullets, but they couldn't think of, as we know, we have the drum magazine now today, and it's much easier and simpler to use. But this gun, they didn't think like that at the time. They were just trying to figure out ideas to fit as many bullets in the top as possible, and to get it to the barrel as fast as possible to start launching the bullets at the enemies to keep them back. And that's where the cooling shroud system comes in. The cooling shroud was added to the gun to keep it in check so it didn't affect the rate of fire when it overheated or anything like that. But most armies that bought this gun did not use that. They'd take the feature away, they'd take the shroud off because they thought it got in the way. It was bulky, added more weight to the gun, it held the soldiers down and slowed them down, which is a major drawback in my opinion. Those are three of the main key features that really made this gun stand out to me and that I thought was just amazing in the aspect of this gun. It looks awesome, and two, this gun was used for a long time, being how old it is and how back in time it was. The guns that we started to develop beat out this gun by so much, but it was so cheap and it was so effective that we kept on using it. We used it in World War I, World War II, Korea, and even parts of Vietnam. And I don't know about you guys, but during Vietnam, we had an M60. And I don't know what I'd choose to go into battle with. A gun that was made in World War I or an M60. I'd probably choose the M60 over that, but that's besides the point. This gun is amazing in that aspect, that it's been used this long, and that it's awesome. It's a great looking gun. It functions well, and it was just completely astounding to the soldiers that were going to be using it at the time. So one notable feature about this gun that you may have noticed when playing Battlefield 4 every now and then is that it can be used in attack planes. There are certain attack planes that you can sit in the back gunner seat of in this game, And if you pay attention closely, you can see that it's actually a Lewis gun being used in the back seat, which I think is very interesting, but very factual as well. Because, as you know, it's used in infantry, as I've been explaining, it was also heavily used as an anti-air gun, both on ground and in the air. You can see it's easily hooked up to the back of the attack planes in this game, and it does actually do the same amount as every other one in this game, but I just thought that was interesting that they varied the different types of MGs they put on the back of the planes in this game, which it's a really unique feature. In just a moment, actually, you'll be seeing a picture of a Lewis gun on screen here. It's a very unique looking gun, and I mean, as you can see there, they did a great job of replicating it into the game and from the real life picture. I mean, that's maybe what they went off of. I honestly don't know. I just picked it up off of Google, but it's interesting to see how they put the guns into the games. I mean, the realistic factors that they add, they take everything into account. DICE actually hired some employees that worked at museums to try to fact check, some of the stuff up on these guns, which I thought was just a astounding feature for DICE, and it was a great leap for them to try to get the realism factor into this game. Whatever the case, I'm just rambling right now, so let's get on to some of the statistics of the gun. This gun uses British .303 cartridges and has a rate of fire of 500 to 600 RPM depending on the variant of the gun. So in this clip right here, I'm using the suppressive version inside of the game. I believe there's 2 or 3 of them inside of the game altogether. I'm not sure which category this would be used in the real life scenario. I'm guessing it would have probably been used for infantry or air support, one of the 2 biggest uses, I guess, some of the only uses, but probably more for infantry, try to keep the bad guys back. As you set it up there, you get more chances to fire off at them and just kind of keep them away from you. Speaking of that, keeping them away from you, this gun was capable of holding 50 to 100 rounds inside of the magazine. Now, that is ridiculous at the time. People, when they picked up this gun, if you were a farm boy from the US or if you were a sheep farmer from the UK, doesn't matter, because people could not believe that you could hold up to 50 to 100 rounds inside of a gun. I mean, most people, if they had like a hunting rifle or something like that at the time, maybe held 1 or 2, maybe 3 rounds inside of the gun, so you could go and shoot yourself a squirrel for dinner, whatever the case. I mean, it was just revolutionary at the time. This gun is actually capable of firing up to 3,500 yards or 3,200 meters if you're not from the US, and it was accurate up to 880 yards or 800 meters. So yeah, that's just some specs on the gun. I mean, if it's capable of firing effectively 880 yards, that's pretty impressive. I mean, that gives you the length of about 9 football fields almost. That's crazy. You're getting a lot of distance from the enemy, and I mean, if you can see them, you could probably have shot them with this. Is it gonna kill them? Maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna plink off. I mean, that's a long distance to start shooting at someone. And I mean, that's only one gun from this game, guys. I mean, this is the Lewis gun. I mean, it was a great gun to start on, and there's some facts on it. So this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope you guys learned something from this. If you didn't, then you are very well educated, because I mean, this is stuff that most normal people don't know. But I'm actually going to leave you guys with a question. The question is, what gun would you guys like to learn about next? It can be from any class. It can be a vehicle. It can even be a map. It can be anything in the game that you guys are curious about. That is, we're going to obviously stay to the realism part of this series, I guess. We're not going to do a video on an Easter egg in this, probably, but yeah, we're going to try to get as much videos out of this series as possible. This is my baby. I love this series, and I'd like to do these because it's helping us learn. It's helping you guys learn, and yeah, it's just giving us more of an opportunity to get out there and grasp more things about this war. I mean, we're playing the game for Pete's sake. I mean, it's interesting learning this stuff, and if you guys think so too, uh, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. And if you are really interested, go ahead and put in the comments below what you want to see next, because we will be doing more videos about this next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is ThatAwesomeGuy45. Peace out.